Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Nadazar back at you anyways. I just wanted to get into something real quick to address some of these, naysayers and like fools that continue to want to talk mess on my channel, but you continue to watch. Some of you are subscribed to me, which is kind of funny. Some of you try to act like you're a friend or, like you're really supporting the channel. But then I don't forget names. That's the funny thing about it. I don't forget nothing you say. I don't forget what you said in the past. So, I'm just going to address that real quick because, there's a lot of people that tend to come on my channel and just make everything about race. It's like so weak-minded and so feeble-minded that you have nothing outside of the basic hate-mongering to want to stir up something. It's like no matter what the video is about, you'll always hear something about blacks. Like it may not have nothing to do with anything that has anything to do with blacks, but somehow you'll pull something anti-black out of that whole thing, or you'll make some stupid comment in order to get the homies to respond and say something stupid back to you, so then you can validate the fact of racism being between two groups, which I find kind of comical. But I'll tell you the things that I find comical is the fact that you continuously say that I have a Puerto Rican accent, which I don't. And if you're a Boricua, then you would know exactly what a Boricua's accent, and not even necessarily an accent. Martha from the East Coast got a certain way of talking, and dudes from the West Coast got a certain way of talking. Now, how you was able to pull my hate towards blacks or whatever out of whatever last video that I made, that's what I say that's what I wanted to say. It goes to show that people are continuously going to be small-minded, and this is what I find funny. You know what I mean? And it's like I said, it's mostly a rant to address certain people. But what I find funny is you continue to act as if just because I'm from a Mexican gang that I have no right to speak on nothing that goes on with the blacks, which is once again ludicrous. This is what I find funny. The fact that I am black, and no matter who I associate with or whatever you consider saying that, oh, I think I'm Mexican or whatever, it don't matter. At the end of the day, I will still be seen as black. Not necessarily to my homeboys, which most likely they're going to see me as black, but it don't matter. They just know I'm going to represent for it. Now, for the ones that they constantly like, oh, well, you're not even from a black gang, so why are you speaking on black politics? For one thing, that's not politics. For two, it's kind of stupid to assume that just because I'm black, I have no right to speak on blacks. Like, that's just idiotic. And for another thing, it's not about gangs. It's about people continuously buying a product from people that really don't give two F's about you. That's the whole thing about the video. But you, being the small-minded individuals you are, you tend to pull out the negative instead of looking at the broader picture. I'm not the only one that has pointed that out, but I can understand where you would get some sense of female emotions about it off the simple fact that I chose not to run with you and you feel somewhat slighted by that. And I mean, it's understandable, but it's not understandable. It's like I chose not to be a Blood or a Crip. I mean, you guys do believe in genocide, because if you didn't believe in genocide, you wouldn't be killing each other. But see, that's the whole thing. I don't really care about that. At the end of the day, it's like people are going to do what they're gonna do. I don't come on here and say not to gangbang, because at the end of the day, if you want to gangbang, that's just something you're gonna do. My whole thing is to address certain issues and to keep my channel popping. A lot of you haters have said and did whatever you could do. You'll get at other people in the comments to try to bring them to your side, and then when you figure out that they are not hearing nothing you talking about, and the funny thing is you'll go to another black assuming that they're gonna see eye to eye with you, and when they shut you down and point out the fact, what real reason outside of the fact that you're butthurt to hate on my channel, you don't know where to go with it, because you can make no valid argument. I may be well versed in some vocabulary and maybe not as well versed in other things, but I can tell a hater, I can point out the fact that you have nothing real to say outside of just starting to stir up shit. You'll know a punk off the back, because if you really didn't care about my channel, you would just simply stop watching. That's why they say people are so feeble-minded and not eager, but how should I say? They're easily angered. When you're wrong or you feel some type of way about it, which is mostly a female attribute, you know what I mean? And not all females, but just some, you know what I mean? That they tend to let their emotions control everything else about them. And a lot of you work off those same standards, because it's like you see my video, and instead of just keep scrolling by, you choose to continue to comment, which I'm not mad at you at all. So obviously it's like You continue to support my channel. You have tried to derail me so many times. Oh, this black ass say this wanna be make, I don't know, wanna be this. Don't speak on black politics. I don't speak on black politics. I speak on some blacks, period, because I am black. Don't matter what the affiliation is. See, that's the thing some of you have failed to get. It didn't matter about the race. At the end of the day, it's matter how I represented. And anybody that knows me or ever came across me know that I represented to the fullest. How can tell a punk and somebody that's just stupid and ignorant and just unable to really formulate their words without wanting to throw fist to cuff? See, I have no problem on no heads up. Like that's, and many of you have ran into me in public and feel as if you need to get that off your shoulder. I can guarantee you on God, we'll run that until you just don't want to run it no more. Like there's no weenie in me. There's nothing like that. If that was the case, I would have been found out a long time ago, especially prison. There's no hanging with the homies. There is no middle lane. It's just you either choose this and run it or you don't. You know what I mean? And obviously, multiple people know me and know that I run it and I represent mine to the fullest. Now, as far as being on some gang stuff, it's not about gangs no more. It's just about an individual creating content on his channel and talking about what the hell he wants to talk about. And for the people that don't like my channel, you can just get on. You don't have to get on my channel. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do a damn thing. You say that you're a real one, but yet you want to make whole ass comments on my shit and then talk about what you'll do on, I mean, right on social media. You'll talk about what you're going to do with a profile that shows no face or it has some weird ass imagery that could be borderline questionable. You know what I mean? Which I understand some of you dudes are trolls, but for the ones that supposedly really about that smoke, you're an idiot. I mean, and that's why people... That's why people treat certain dudes like they do, because at the end of the day, nobody has to destroy you. You'll destroy yourself. I got into it with a guy today on Instagram. The whole time he was talking like he was Billy Badass. And then when I pushed that line, after I got frustrated, see, if you make a threat towards me, I'm gonna respond to that. Like, especially if I know that who you are, I'm gonna respond to it. There's no way I'll let you threaten me and just take it lightly. But this dude turned out in the end to want to, oh, I'll call the cops or I'll get this and make you stop texting me. Just whole stuff like that. See, that's what I'm saying. If it's a real problem with me, because something I've did to you, you're not gonna understand it. Or maybe something I've did to one of your homies in the past, they're not gonna understand it. But at the end of the day, like when you cats come on here and wolf as if you're somebody big, like, oh, well, if you come to my city, like, oh, I've been to your city and ain't nothing happened. That's the whole thing. You said that you came to my city, but what happened? You said it was on some money stuff. That's the funny thing about it. You gotta break that shit down to the smallest little thing. If you came with that same energy, that rah-rah, you would end up, on a slab. And that's just the way it is. And that has nothing to do with gangbanging. It's just you can't make certain things and say certain things and act like it's just not gonna be. But at the end of the day, let me just tell you like this. And it's to address you trolls. At the end of the day, dude, I'm a man. I've been a man. And I'm always going to handle mine like a man. But as far as like needing any weapons to really deal with half of you cats, I'm with the knuckle play all day. Like, but I don't go out of my way to push no line in nobody's city. I don't go out of my way to be Billy Badass. I've been there and done that. A lot of you dudes speak and nobody knows about you at all. I can understand why you frustrated. You frustrated off the fact that I'm popping for the homies and you're just not. See, that's the one thing I could say about Bosco. People were like, oh, like you said, you're mad because I'm popping. You fools are mad because I'm popping. I don't have to represent you. I don't have to represent nobody but Blackie. That's just the way it is. You can't take nothing from me. And that's what you hate. The fact that I've picked something and chose. That's just the way it is. It has nothing to do with race. It's affiliation. That's the whole thing. Now, when you come on the channel and you say something about I can't speak on black, I can speak on the hell I want. It's one thing to speak on something that's logical, and it's another to speak on something disrespectfully. There's no need for me to speak on blacks disrespectfully because I actually have no problem with other blacks seeing that I'm black. If you have an issue with me, that's when I got an issue with you. That's like me seeing you walking on the street, you black, I take flight. That stuff don't happen. That's something you've seen in the movie. Now there is other channels that are black, that hate blacks, and will let you know straight out that you're the scum of the earth. But half of you ain't on that channel. You're on here to see what Zod says. You really want to kneel before Zod, because all this like out the side of your neck, we make choices. You chose to be a gangbanger, a Crip, or a Blood, or whatever you want to be. That's your choice. Don't get mad because I didn't choose your route. You believe in genocide, go ahead, do what you do. It's called loyalty, for the people to understand, the feeble-minded individuals that can see nothing beyond the rag. At the end of the day, dude, I did what I did. I got my reputation and I'm still good, and you hate it. You see a 40-year-old man on the street and you will pull the gun before you throw them knuckles because you a coward and you see nothing else beyond that. Some of you ain't gonna get nowhere. You've had channels on YouTube for over 6 years and go nowhere. Nobody wants to see nothing on your content. Nobody believes what you say. You got all these kids, you got all these cats on social media that supposedly of your affiliation snitching on who they seen do murders, who they assume did murders and all that. But you guys ain't on there checking them. You rather be on Zod's channel speaking on something you absolutely know nothing about. You say don't speak on black politics, but yet you speak on Mexican politics. You want to throw me in Mexico, but then next you know you're telling me to act Africano, which at the end of the day, I'm American. You know what I mean? I'm a black from America. So how am I act African? That's so, like, you make entirely no sense. Like, and that's what I say. The feeble-minded individuals will always run with the feeble-minded individuals. I'm always on the street. I'm always moving. I'm on some positive stuff, but when you negative and you feel as if, you know, you got them godly talents and your knuckle game is just that tight that you can make Zod bow, you'll never make me bow. And that's on everything I love. I'm going to always be double S. It don't matter what the fuck you say, who you are, who you run with. It don't matter. At the end of the day, I'm going to always be me and feel some type of way about it. You just need to be big enough to get past that whole gang and race thing. Once you get past that, you'll notice your life is a lot better. You ain't stopped me from skating. I'm still on the street rolling. I still got a roof over my head. I'm still eating good. I'm still getting paid off the fact that you viewing me, hating or not. That's why I don't get mad. I respond to some of you trolls to get you riled up to continue watching me. But the whole thing, look, I just end on this note. It's not about gang. So when you come on here and you try to make it about gang and you talk about speaking on black politics, understand that you cannot coin that. You can't say that just because I run with a Mexican gang, I'm black, I can't speak on black. I speak on whoever the hell I want. That's like me telling you who you can't speak. You know what I'm saying? That's like me telling you who you can't speak on. You got motherfuckers talking about the big homies like they actually met them and know them. You know, reckless from the mouth. So don't tell me what I can speak on. If I'm telling you the fact that you continue to purchase goods from somebody that really don't care about you and not even race, you make it a race factor. That's the thing, the victim mentality that I'm always talking about. One day, some cats are already woke and they're past that, but some of you cats are still stuck in the 1950s and still assuming that you're actually the one in the chains when you actually were never one in the chains. If you walk in the street and you still doing what you're doing, then karma's a bitch. But don't get mad at me because I choose not to represent Bloods, Crips, or whatever, or you feel like I paint you in a bad light. It's only the ones that are weak-minded and feeble that feel as if I'm painting them in a bad light. At the end of the day, I'm just going to tell you, dude, I walk where I want, do what I want, and I'm going to push it how I want. And if you don't like it, that's just your problem. But wolfing on the internet about what you do, you ain't this shit. 15 years, almost 14 years, and then what happened? Nothing. So stop it, dude. You're making yourself look stupid on here woofing. And if you're from another state, woofing like you really about that smoke, dude, talking about come to your city and all this, like, come on, dude, that I'm not from there. And half of you, I've been to your city and ain't nothing happened. Some of you act as if you control your city and you don't. You're just another resident there. So let's get that straight. On that note, this is much of a rant just to tell dudes that I don't really care how you feel about it. I don't care what your mother feel about it. I don't care about none of that. I'm going to still be me regardless. Respect yourself and keep pushing what you pushing. Just leave Zod the hell alone and go on about your channel. If you want something that's going to cater to you and your views, go to that channel. On this channel, I'm going to push it Zod's way. Double S or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that. To the ones that actually fuck with me that are black and this, like, I'm good with you. You know what I mean? But to the haters that feel like you feel some type of way about it, you a pussy because you need to use a gun. You ain't trying to throw them knuckles with Zod because you get socked out just like any other fool that have got at me. So we'll just leave it clean like that. You know what I mean? keep it respectful, or go to another channel. And to the haters that are actually Rasa want to wolf on my, come on, dude, we already know you can go through your channels and get at Zod, and we can go a different way with it. But to the people that want to stay positive, hey, gracias, you don't have to watch the whole video, but, you know, just sucker checking, you know what I'm saying? And on that note, Zod's out. Lades.